starting lineup for the Washington Nationals. A quick turnaround after playing last night, including Victor Robles, who swings at the first pitch from Lance, sends one into right field, and a nice diving catch by Kyle Tucker. Julia just talked to Kyle right before the game, and he starts off our first spring training telecast with a great defensive play.
Hey, that's exactly how you're supposed to do it. That's the luck of Julia Morales right there. Kyle Tucker with a really nice jump of the ball off the bat, and you got to also like Lance McCullers starting with strike one. Nice closing speed right there. Good play to start off the broadcast.
One thing people may forget last year about Kyle Tucker is he was a finalist for a Gold Glove. He was one of the top 3 in that position. Lineup today, he's in the number 2 spot. That's a possibility for Dave Martinez this year. As he hits a slow one past Lance McCullers, that's going to be a base hit. Once it got past Lance, no chance, even for Abraham Toro in the shift, who was in a little bit, to make the play. This year the Pods have been restricted to just those 5 teams. 2-2 pitches hit hard up the middle over the head of Abraham Toro and into center field. So back-to-back base hits for the Washington Nationals as Soto with an infield hit followed by Bell with a line drive single. Let's take a look at that.
The Astros, and this is going to be a formidable Astros lineup, especially with, we'll get to it sooner or later, Yordan Alvarez being back.
Altuve to Correa, and they turn the double play on Kyle Schwarber. So after a couple of base hits, Lance rolls up the ground ball. He has been one of the best in baseball at getting the ground ball in the last few years. Scoreless. Yeah.
Is that they have the rule that here early in spring, you don't even have to go more than 20 pitches.
Well, Strasburg didn't need 20 in that first inning. 1-2-3, ending with a strikeout.
Of it and drive the ball out of the ballpark.
Here he faces Yan Gomes and delivers a called third strike, picking up the first out of the inning on his first strikeout of the day. There you see, he's never made more than 22 starts in a regular season. His career high is 25 if you include the postseason. And I think he is ready to show everybody he can deal for 162. Stuff is there. We know that. And Lance shaking his head. That's an impressive second inning. 1-2.
Off pitches out of the strike zone, and we saw the power that we've seen in the minor leagues.
That ball off the bat hit well to center field, sending Robles all the way back. It is off the wall in center, and Kyle Tucker into second base with a leadoff double on the first pitch at the bottom of the second inning.
Fastballs. We all know that he's really good bat to ball skills, but he want to make sure that when he gets his fastballs, that he's some time so he can elevate him and drive him in the outfield.
That leadoff spot. I mean, is this really going to be a one-guy position, or could we possibly see kind of a revolving door up there?
You know what? I think Dusty's just trying to see who'll be the
second straight pitch. See if Miles can do anything here. And this ball is, they said, a swinging strike as he tried to hold up, but he went around too far. Joe, thank you for the time. We can't wait to see you back here.
Really elevate the game to the next level.
Swing and a miss. Lance has struck out 3 of the last 4 batters that he has faced. And that is the first out of the third inning.
Velocity fastball. It's that usage of the changeup that kind of comes and goes. That's a good breaking ball in the outside corner.
3-2 counts. He loves the curveball.
He actually has better control of the breaking ball than he does the fastball. We've always said that. That's why earlier in his career, he would use the breaking ball more than his fastball because he can control it better. That's just outstanding, starting off the plate away, then working back onto the plate. Schreihart, no chance whatsoever at pulling the trigger on that one. And we've seen it. This guy, we saw it in the World Series. This guy, it can be as good as anyone with his command and his off-speed stuff. He's just got to be healthy.
Martin thought he held up, but another called swinging strike. And that is 4 strikeouts for Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker together in the lineup. That's a tough breaking ball right there on the 3-1 pitch.
Yeah, that's something that Strasburg can do. That's not just a spring training pitch. That's why he's doing it now, to try and get that confidence to throw that breaking ball behind in the count. He hasn't had great command of it today, but that was a nice one.
He threw that pitch more often in 2019 than any other pitch. Fastball velocity used to be in the upper 90s. It's now closer to 92, 93. Last year was an average of 91.7. This is a strange meeting, a 3-2 count in a spring training game.
Yeah, anytime they go out there to look at Strasburg, that's
like
the
that.
problem.
Yeah,
that's what that was the first thing that came to mind was, oh my goodness, is there an issue?
Yeah, this is not good at all for Davey Martinez to see Yan Gomes run out to the mound on a 3-2 count and call for the training staff. This is a guy last year, as we said, who made just 2 starts, 5 innings of action in 2020. Did you see anything in any of the deliveries so far?
I did. I mean, he just threw a nice curveball, but he's kind of bending his knees like it's something going on with his lower half. At least he's not looking at his arm. I mean, you know, hamstrings are bad and whatever, but yeah, he kind of stumbled right there at the end. So to me, that's saying probably left leg.
You can see Yan Gomes look into the dugout, looks back out at Strasburg, looks into the dugout, and he's like, I got to go out there. And you can see Strasburg trying to stretch out that left leg.
That looks like a calf.
Yeah?
I mean, I'm guessing, and I know we're not supposed to do that, but to me that looked like he was kind of stretching out his calf right there. He's not limping, so that's a good sign for Nationals fans.
Last thing the Nationals or Dave Martinez want to do is take any chances with Strasburg throwing pitches not feeling 100%. So he will leave the game here in a 3-2 count to Jose Altuve. We'll have a because he barely stayed alive on a changeup. Like right there, that was a very defensive swing. Lance tries to make a great play, overshoots Yuli at first, and that'll send Juan Soto over to second base on his second infield hit.
In exactly the same spot, except this time Lance decided to go ahead and make a play on it, knowing that they had the shift on. Probably not the best decision to throw this, but he showed the athleticism to get to it.
And Juan just basically tried to make contact with that pitch. Not exactly the normal swing we're seeing from the childish Bambino, but he was able.
Now looking for that strikeout with a man on third, less than 2 outs.
Oh, he gets Schwarber. There it is. He tried him on the curveball with 2 strikes, tried him with a changeup on 2 strikes, and then he got him with the fastball away.
Today, you know, trying to get a little bit better mental place, being aggressive mentally to get those pitches where he wants to.
6 strikeouts for McCullers. He works out of trouble in the 4th. Still scoreless. Quite an outing by Lance. Kyle Tucker and Yordan Alvarez. Han will turn 31 next Saturday. And first pitch to Correa is driven to left field. This ball is gone. Carlos Correa puts the Astros on the board with his first home run of the spring, and it's 1-0. Only the 5th Astros home run this spring, and the first by a player who you know is going to make the team. All the others have come from minor leaguers or guys that are struggling to try and find a spot on the roster.
Well, we're talking about him being a leadoff hitter, and this is exactly why I think Dusty is considering this, because you have the ability, just like with George Springer, that you're starting off the game 1-0 with a swing like that. Picked on a fastball, Brad Hand threw it middle in. I don't think Carlos got all of it, but got enough of it to drive it out of the park and left. You know, and go as far as the usage. Are you making a real conscious effort to implement that every single start?
Yeah, you know, my first couple years, it did come and go when I felt good with those and things of that nature. And then as camp goes on, it's every other few days. So we've had some nice PFPs I didn't represent for my pitchers out there. I apologize. I should have made that throw. It would have made us look good, but you know, better luck next time, I guess.
They have 6 games out of the gates to start, so they're going to need 5 starters at the beginning of the year. 3-2 pitches upstairs from El Reptil, Christian Javier, and that's a walk to got what we like to call the invisible sometimes.
He does. He's got a little bit of a deceptive delivery. Oh, we might have double play.
Way off of first base, and Keyboom is doubled up. Javier happy for the play made by Miles Straw in center, as Keyboom was fooled by that ball in center field, and Straw was able to double him up. So after a walk, Christian Javier faces the minimum in the 5th. Still 1-0 Astros.
They're really pushing him to display. You know, those aren't something that everybody can do.
Martin Maldonado with a single in the left field with 1 out.
right, those dudes are going to be able to put some good swings on the ball.
Oh, that's a nice pitch. There you go. There's that breaking ball. Starts it off the plate, sweeps it onto the outside corner for a called third strike.
Arm slide. The more you have to be precise with your release point to get the right break into the right location.
There's a pitch that we just saw that maybe wasn't working for him last year. That pitch had a little bit of dive inside to a right-hand hitter.
This was a fastball. You see Maldonado set up on the outside part of the plate, but there's that arm side. That's basically full sidearm. And what that tells me right there was Robles was looking breaking ball. Can't foul off that pitch.
Oh, he got him. Soto stayed alive. At that time, the foul tip caught by Maldonado. Soto wants to chase it to the dugout for catching that. Cishek strikes out the side. 188 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 1 home run.
One of the few guys that throws a true sinking fastball. You saw it right there. It's down below the zone.
Things that David Ortiz did. Yuli's up to 51 postseason hits. Yuli drives one to left. That's into the bullpen. Yuli Gurriel hits his first home run of the spring. He joins Carlos Correa, giving the Astros now a 3-0 lead.
So Yuli with a great swing. We talked about how everybody pitches him inside. Where he wants the ball is out over the plate. This was a breaking ball from Clay. Had to throw it for a strike, and Yuli with a nice pass on the ball. You know, he's got such great length through his swing. He's got a very unique swing path.
Just kind of hang out and not get any active games. How about Raley? 1, 2, 3 inning. Astros pitching has been very good, allowing just 1 hit since the first inning. And he puts this ball in play, and that is over the head of the new second baseman, Freudis Nova, and Garcia has himself a hit. There you go, the first Nationals hit since the 4th inning.
That's a very good tight slider.
Breaks the bat, and a jumping attempt by Pena over his head. Going first to third will be Hernan Perez, and the Nationals, actually Stevenson, and the Nationals have runners on first and third.
But you know, I think these guys are going to be fine with the experience that they did get from last year.
Pretty tough take there by Yadiel Hernandez, but he draws the walk to load the bases. So first, the Rangers opening day roster in 2017. Swing and a miss. Paredes strands, the bases loaded. A no league. Paredes gets through some trouble, and we're still 3-0 heading to the bottom of the 8th. And hit 5 home runs in 72 at bats. Spent most of that year at AAA Iowa, and he draws a walk here to start the 8th inning. Bel Garcia lead off.
I like the idea of making infielders infielders.
Ball up the middle, diving stop, and a nice play by Garcia. They can't turn 2, but robbing a hit on a fine defensive play by the 20-year-old Luis Garcia.
Up than what we saw today. Those guys are, a lot of those guys are probably going to have the days off.
A little bit up on that pitch to Souza Jr. He's drawn a lot of walks this spring, as he will draw a walk here to put runners on first and second with 2 outs.
That's the crazy, and you could also end the game early if you wanted to. We've seen a lot of, I think we even saw a 5-inning game one spring training.
That's going to sneak through. Aledmus Diaz finds a hole into center field, and that'll be a 4-0 game with Aledmus knocking in a run.
For 1 day.
Beautiful.
2 days, actually. 2 days.
Brian Bonnell gives up another line drive. This one is going to be a run-scoring double off the wall. Dagodi didn't miss a 3-run home run by Mutt. He laced that ball off the top of the wall in left field. Astros now lead 5-0.
Yeah, when you see the outfielder not run hard after the ball, that means that they have no chance of catching it. Nice swing by Dagodi. Got the head out on a fastball. And the only thing that kept this in the ballpark was elevation. Didn't get it quite high enough, but you saw it hit off the chain link fence there and left for an RBI double in big league spring training. Good for him.
2019 just didn't get NEABs in 2020 as Jose Siri goes down for the final out. But the Astros add to their lead. It is now a 5-0 game heading to the ninth.
In 6 months.
Hang with him. Yosmani Tomas sends one past the diving Freudis Nova into right field. Even if Nova made the diving stop, not sure they would have had a play since the first baseman Diaz was off the bag. So Tomas reaches with the 1 out in the ninth inning. Garcia are dealing with issues they had last spring where you're quarantined, you're at the team hotel, you can't work out at the field. They've actually built in the parking garage at the team hotel a mound. The guys,
nice.
Yeah, so Garcia's legitimately. Oh, it doesn't matter. Velasquez strikes him out. Hector Velasquez picks up his first strikeout, and there's 2 away. And there's a foul tip caught for the final out. The Astros shut out the Washington Nationals 5-0. And they pick up their first win, snapping a 7-game winless streak. Their first win in 10 days this spring. And yes, it took them a while. They were starting to walk to the dugout, but they figured out they finally get to do the handshake line for the first time in a week and a half.
Maybe they kind of forgot after 10 days how to shake hands. But it's great to see these guys back on the field. Big league baseball.